I feel like there's been some processing going on the old you versus who you are now, and how far you've come. Let's clarify this King of Cups, or this King of Pentacles, please. What is this King of Pentacles about for my Aries collective? What is this King of Pentacles about? What do they need to know about the stability and this income? And also, I feel like you're really, really good with money. You could have invested a lot of money. I mean, I think you have quite a bit of money coming into you every month, more than you ever thought you would have. Like, this is a big deal. This is like a basketball player who signs a contract and like goes from, you know, from paycheck to paycheck, or getting government assistance to making millions of dollars. You know, it's that big of a drastic change is what I'm talking about. So if this isn't you, this reading isn't for you. Anyways, you have Judgment here, and Judgment is all about a wake-up call, and it's all about stepping into your power. It's all about you, and it's all about divine timing. It's all about angels, and it's about, more importantly, how you viewed yourself. I think you've always known you were going to make it. I think you've always known that you were going to be successful. I think you've always knew that you were going to get out of the situation that you grew up in. And I'm not saying you had horrible parents or anything like that. I'm just talking about stability. And so you've always known that. I don't know that you knew how exactly. Like, some of you are basketball players or football players or whatever sport. You may have known your whole life, like, yeah, I'm going to make a career out of this. But for others of you, I think it kind of took a weird turn, and it, like, you tapped into a completely different side of you that you didn't even think that you could make money from. Okay. I said it. But you see there's a globe here, and it's like you can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. I don't know the T.I. song. I mean, I know the song, but I don't know the words. But I know you can have whatever you want. So whatever you want. Hi Aries, good morning, good day, and good evening, darlings. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Amanda Marissa, and Aries, I am so sad. I have to tell you this because I did the best reading of my life for you guys. Like, I think the best reading ever. And if it can happen once, it can happen again. But of course, technology. Anyways, long story short, it got deleted. I went all across town, was going to ship my phone in, have them pull it up, pay $500 for this Aries video to come back. And they said that it's not able to be done. So here we are. I'm recording your video again. I can tell you that it had to do with being the black sheep, also not being the most popular person growing up, but also your uniqueness standing out. And everything I'm saying is such an understatement to the reading that I gave. I mean, it just really is, because it was freaking incredible. It was, but we will do it again. You know what? We will do it again, and we will all be fine. So Aries, welcome. If you're a subscriber, viewer, commenter, or a thumbs upper, or a donationer, thank you so much. I'm sending you all my love, light, and sprinkles. And if you're new, my friend, you are in for a treat. So let's get into it, Aries. What messages do I have for you from Spirit? Hopefully you'll be on the same lines if it's meant to be. It was a really hard pill for me to swallow that I lost that video. It's just, wow. Anyhow, it looks like there's definitely some kikiing going on, some celebrations around the corner. You are going to be gathering with some people. Doesn't have to be a large group, could be a smaller group, could be actually 3 people, which this card did come out in your last reading. But I feel like there's a big congratulations, and that was part of the reading I said before. I'm just going to channel what I kind of remember and get back into that energy. It comes after a long burden of disappointments, a long burden of feeling like you're never going to be picked. Like, the person I'm speaking to in this Aries collective was not the jock. They were not the like star football player. They were not even like in the popular gang. You know what I'm saying? They were different, they were odd, and that is your winning ticket, my friend. And you have made money off of that. You have been successful because you have been authentically who you are and who you've always been. And when you tapped into that, it was a big deal. You've been let down and disappointed because when you were younger, there was a lot of situations that did not turn into your favor. Channeling humble beginnings, which was also in your last reading, there is a sense of this humble beginnings. Like maybe you came from a small town and lived in a trailer, or lived in an apartment, or lived in the, Section 8, something like that. It's like you have very humble beginnings. People where you're from aren't as successful as where you are right now. Like you are the one in a million that when people think about you from that area that you grew up in, that made it. Like you made it, and you made it to this degree. And now there's a sense of not only did you make it, but people are like, what the hell? How did he do this? And it's really just you tapping into you and being you. You've made a career out of being yourself, and you made it into something that is so successful, so tangible, and it comes at a cost to a degree, because people look at you and they're like, oh my God, who does he think he is? Or how can he be making this much money? There's a lot of judgment in a negative way from negative people, which doesn't really matter, right? All I'm saying is, I feel like you always were kind of the last one picked. When there's like dodgeball or things like that, and like they pick everyone and then you're finally the last one. I also feel like you maybe didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up, or the friends you did have were very, small. Like your circle was like 1, 2, 3 people. Anyways, it's like you are really honing in, and I think there's a sense of congratulations that you need to honor yourself for how far you've come and what you've built and what you've been doing, because it's pretty amazing. It's incredible. And I think there's a sense for you to really give yourself that emotional feedback of like, damn, I'm so proud of myself. You know what I mean? I also feel like there is a connection coming in for you. There is somebody, it could be a friend, it could be a business partner, it could be somebody, just somebody who you feel like you can, like, you meet them and you're like, you're my girl, you're my guy, you're it, you're my BFF forever, you're my best spiritual bestie, as I call it over here. But I feel like there's going to be some kind of turnaround when it comes to connections, because I feel like you've been burned in the past when it happens to deal with interpersonal relationships. You've given more than what you've gotten, and you've always kind of been this counselor to others, and it's time for you to receive the same kind of loving care that you've given others. There is some kind of heavy burden that you put down. And I don't know if this is fairly recently or not, but I do feel like overall you've carried a lot. Like there's a chip on your shoulder. You're super successful in whatever creative venture you've been in, and whatever you've done that has been really aligned with who you are and your purpose. But there's a sense of this chip on your shoulder because everything that you grew up and all the things we were taught and were kind of programmed into us are the opposite of what you're doing now. And so I think you're finally letting that chip fall off. I think that chip is falling. I think it's time to let that go and realize this is a whole new me, and this is who I am. My past doesn't define me, but it certainly gives you a contrast to compare of what you don't want to go back to. And I also feel like you also had to carry a lot of weight when it comes to people in your family. Maybe you're supporting a lot of people because they're like, well, you've made it, you're successful, you've done all these things. And so there's been this heavy burden also, in a sense that you've had to carry more than your weight because your family expects you to give to them. And I don't think you have a problem doing that, but I think you do have a problem when it becomes expected and when it becomes like you have to. It's like you have no problem free willingly giving assistance and help and wanting to help out, but it's almost like they're taking advantage of the situation is the word I was looking for. Anyways, so I think there might be some boundaries that you're setting. Wow, interesting. Okay. I think this is just I think you're going to be returning. I think you may be connecting with past people. I think some past people may be finding you, maybe people where you lived or grew up at. There's something here that's very nostalgic about like your younger childhood. But I do feel like somebody who you've disconnected from is coming back. I also feel like part of this, because that's scorpionic energy, so the month of November may be significant for you as well. But I do feel like part of you, this is just coming back to yourself. You know, you've hid yourself for so long, and when you finally decided to show up and be vulnerable, which is such a hard thing to do when you kind of have this misfit kind of upbringing and an aura that you feel about yourself, or not good enough, or you're the nerd, or whatever term you want to use. But when you're vulnerable and you allow yourself to be seen, you realize how many people truly love you and cherish that personality and that authenticity that you carry. You bring something very special to this world. So that's that. Also, what just came out right now is the King of Coin. Baby, I told you you're very successful. You're making a lot of money. I do feel like that it's easy for people to kind of ask you for things and take advantage of you because of your upbringing, and you are like the millionaire in your community. You may not literally be a millionaire, or you may, but you definitely are the one that made it. And people in your community just don't. They don't really make it to the level of success that you have. And that's why I said it's a sense of congratulations as well to how far you've come with this King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy showing up here. I also feel like, you know, there's a saying that money doesn't make you happy, right? And it's true. Like, the happiness has to come from somewhere else. Money certainly helps. It helps not to have to worry about bills, or, you know, where your next paycheck is coming from, or if you're going to have lights on, or heater, or AC. But in the big scheme of things, you know, a lot of people with a lot of money are very unhappy. And I think because of the situation and what you've experienced, that contrast that you were given at a young age, it's allowed you to really be fulfilled in receiving this stability and receiving this finances and the success going forward, because you know what it's like to not have that. But you also are like, I worked hard and I worked my ass off and I became vulnerable and I did things that nobody else would do. And I really tapped into who I am and how I can make it. And not everybody is deserving of a free ride, my friend. So that's another message. What else do we have for my Aries collective? I talked about nostalgia, and the Six of Cups just came up. There's something big here about reuniting, or just rehashing, rethinking about everything you went through as a young child. Because like I said, I think there were some pretty traumatizing moments. I think there was a lot of scarcity. I think there was a lot of uncertainty. I think there was a lot of depression. And so I really feel like this is kind of you looking back at situations, looking back at how far you've grown with the Death card in reverse. And now we have the Six of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy showing up. The other thing we have is the Page of Pentacles here. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of offer, some kind of collaboration. I do feel like there's expansion when it comes to your career, whatever you do for work and income. There is some new opportunities that are going to present themselves, and they may seem pretty small at the forefront, but it definitely is going to be something that grows into something pretty massive. It's just going to help, again, the more that you expose yourself and the more that you put yourself out there and say yes to opportunities, the more that you have to grow, because you're being seen, right? And you never know who's watching, or what opportunities are going to come, or what commercials, or what clothing brands, you know what I'm saying? Things like that are going to come your way. It's pretty awesome. So let's do some clarifiers, Aries. What do we need to clarify about this Kikiing, this Three Cups? What is this about? And we got the Three of Pentacles. There is definitely something here about teamwork makes the dream work. There's something here about you collaborating with people. And there's also something major here about you being so successful and people wanting to learn from you. There's something in this business-wise, ooh, big goosebumps, about you having the opportunity to lead other people into being successful in their own right. So some kind of business opportunity in that, like showing them how you did it, like you're the playbook, you're the instruction manual that people can go by and learn from. There's something like that there. Also, People just see the beautiful life you created and want to copy it. And why wouldn't they, darling? Okay, let's clarify this Four of Cups in reverse. I almost feel like it's a sense of gratitude for not being the jock and for not being the most popular person. Because, again, it allowed you to come back to who you truly were. Everything is aligned and divine. Let's clarify this Four of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. What is this about? Please, Spirit, and thank you. Hold on. I feel like my friend told me, like, in one of my videos, I do UGC. Well, I started to. And anyway, I'm trying to. And she's like, you need some lip gloss or something. I'm like, I don't normally wear lip gloss, but I said, are you trying to say I have crackhead lips? And she's like, pretty much. So anyways, I do digress over here at moments. If you don't like it, you won't like me. So, all right. So we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. I mentioned earlier that I feel like there is some kind of partnership that's coming your way. And I said that because I definitely feel like for some of you, you guys have been single for a very long time. And I do feel like there's a deep connection. I am going to say I do feel like there is a love connection. Even some of you that are like, no, 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 Miss Amanda. I am not going to be with anyone. I am not going to be in a connection when pigs fly, blah, blah, blah. We do have the Queen, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands that just came out. There is something very fulfilling connection-wise, love, friend, workship, whatever that looks like for you. There is some kind of partnership here, especially with a divine match of the King and Queen of Pentacles. Somebody who was also very business oriented. So this could be a friend that you meet that you are like, you are it. And you both just like are the yin and yang and bounce ideas off each other and expand. And it's just great to have good people like that in your life. I also feel like you really exude this you really exude the complete opposite energy that you did when you were younger. And when I say that, I mean you really exude this energy of confidence and security, and like, I'm that MO or MF. I'm that MFer and not MO. Anyway, I'm that MFer and you don't fuck with me. And like, I'm definitely getting that kind of energy is what you exude. Like you just are very, and most Aries are very direct and they're very, but it's so different from who you were. You are so much more confident in who you are as a human being and what you provide for this universe and this collective. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing because you're really standing in your power completely, and it's not an illusion. It's not like you need people to feed your ego. It's completely not ego driven. I'm not saying you can't have an ego at times, but I'm saying it's pretty sincere type of energy of self-love, and it shows. And we have you moving forward after setting some clear boundaries and putting some heavy weight down. So whatever you've released recently, it's like you're going to move past this and move forward pretty quickly because you made a decision that you can no longer carry it all. You can't be the one. The goosebumps are so big on my legs, and it's like 110. I live in Arizona. You can't carry the weight for everyone. I know you are the city's superstar, but you know, the buck stops. The buck stops. Interesting. So we have the World. It actually came out in reverse, clarifying the scorpionic energy in reverse. And like I said, I feel like there's this look back, or people from your past are trying to reconnect with you, or maybe there's even like a high school reunion or something that you might be considering going to. Yeah, something like that, or where people are going to see you and they're going to be shocked. There's some kind of rewind of looking over your life. There's a sense of I said this, I don't know if this was in your last reading or somebody else, but it's almost like in movies when you pass away and you die and they do that whole rewind of their life, like minutes before they pass away. That's what I feel like this energy is. It's this look back period. So this could be literally happening because you go to some kind of event. You could be thinking about a lot of things like this. Either way, I feel like there's been some processing going on the old you versus who you are now and how far you've come. Let's clarify this King of Cups, or this King of Pentacles, please. What is this King of Pentacles about for my Aries collective? What is this King of Pentacles about? What do they need to know about the stability and this income? And also, I feel like you're really, really good with money. You could have invested a lot of money. I mean, I think you have quite a bit of money coming into you every month, more than you ever thought you would have. Like, this is a big deal. This is like a basketball player who signs a contract and like goes from, you know, from paycheck to paycheck or getting government assistance to making millions of dollars. You know, it's that big of a drastic change is what I'm talking about. So if this isn't you, this reading isn't for you. Anyways, you have Judgment here, and Judgment is all about a wake-up call, and it's all about stepping into your power. It's all about you, and it's all about divine timing. It's all about angels, and it's about, more importantly, how you viewed yourself. I think you've always known you were going to make it. I think you've always known that you were going to be successful. I think you've always knew that you were going to get out of the situation that you grew up in. And I'm not saying you had horrible parents or anything like that. I'm just talking about stability. And so you've always known that. I don't know that you knew how exactly. Like, some of you are basketball players or football players or whatever sport. You may have known your whole life, like, yeah, I'm going to make a career out of this. But for others of you, I think it kind of took a weird turn, and it, like, you tapped into a completely different side of you that you didn't even think that you could make money from. Okay. I said it. Anyways, you were called to this. It was meant to be for you to have this, and you know it. You know it. You know it. You really, really know it. Okay, let's clarify the Six of Cups. What is this reminiscing about? I'm telling you, there's some kind of like somebody who wants to come back. They want to say something. They have some emotional kind of expression they need to tell you. It's crazy because, you know, the Six of Cups, she's handing him flowers. And then we have the Page of Cups here as well. And that's all about an unexpected emotional gift coming your way. But I do feel like you're going to be receiving something or hearing something from someone that you did not expect. Like, it's like, where did that come from? That came like completely out of the blue. But it has to do with your past, has to do with someone you know, or it has to do with something regarding your upbringing and childhood. Clarify this Page of Pentacles, please. What is this small offer that they are receiving? So you're receiving an emotional offer. You're also receiving a money or tangible offer in this 3D world that's coming towards you, Aries. So let's just clarify what this is about. Baby, if you're new over here, you don't know this, but my cards duplicate, triplicate, quadruplicate, whatever. They Kate over here. Anyway, so we have the Page of Pentacles here, and clarifying that we have the Three of Cups again. So we got, that was our very first card, and now it's clarifying our very last card. Whatever this connection is and this growth and this opportunity that's coming in, it is going to really, really expand your horizons as far as like really wanting to celebrate how far you've come, really wanting to celebrate you, really wanting to get with close individuals who you care about deeply and who have supported you like your whole life, and just really be in the moment and have a cheers. It's about recognition, and it's about celebration, and it's about, you know, patting yourself on the back and having a good time. And then we have the Sun, baby. Whatever this is, it is going to open the door for so much success for you coming this way. The Sun is the happiest card of the deck, if you didn't know. And it's freedom, it's joy, it's ease, it's flowing. You are in your most highest timeline right now. And you are just free falling and floating down that river, as Abraham Hicks would say, and just taking everything with so much ease and grace and going with it. And the confidence that you have in this time of your life is like nothing you have ever experienced before. You are about to be happier than you thought you ever could be. And part of this has to do with this person coming into your life. I think they're going to bring a lot out of you, which I heard someone say, like, that's going to be hard to do because I feel like you're very like big personality and animated. But whoever this is, they're going to tap into parts of you and like have you explore things that you didn't even know. And it's just going to be a wonderful relationship. And like I said, whether it's like platonic, whether it's love, whether it's friends, whether it's coworker, somebody you're growing a business with, it's going to be a really good connection for you in your life and for your expansion. So I'm going to get another deck just to see if there's any other cards here for you, any other messages that I didn't say that Spirit may have to deliver, and then we'll close the reading out with a oracle card. So let's just see. I got this bomb dress. First off, I said I do UGC. I'm starting UGC because they say they need older creators, Gen Xers. And so it's like, well, I could do that. I'm an older creator, I guess. But I got this dress in the mail, and I'm like, I am freaking it's the cutest dress ever. I'm loving it, and I buy them, so I give true reviews. Anyways, the cards that came out are the Five of Swords and also the Two of Wands. We talked about your past and some conflicts, some, you know, never being picked, you always getting like an oversight, like you just weren't that kid, you weren't that one. And it's so funny in life how those popular kids are like the most popular kids in school are the football players and cheerleaders, like how they end up as adults. Just saying. And that's not like a bad on anybody, but they usually don't turn out to be the most successful people at all. In fact, they don't. And it's like you have the world in the palm of your hand, although this one doesn't have it in the palm of his hand. But you see there's a globe here. And it's like you can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. I don't know the T.I. song. I mean, I know the song, but I don't know the words. But I know you can have whatever you want. So whatever you want, be a big manifestation energy and create that. Because you are the alchemist, my friend. You create dirt into coin. Okay? Let's get an oracle card and find out what the final message is for you. What do my Aries need to hear for their final message from Spirit? It's a beautiful reading. And I'm letting go of the other one. I'm good with it now. Spirit's like, you have to be. You know, there was a reason why I couldn't find it. Anyhow. So we got heartache and loss in reverse. And in this oracle deck, there are no reversals. You don't read it reverse, but it did come out in reverse. And it's card number 3, and 3s may be significant to you, but I think this really comes down to how you felt. Like I said, there was depression, there was a lot of different things as a young child and as a young teenager and as a young adult. Not feeling good enough. And so let's read this out of the book, because I think this again is a rewind. There's something here about going backwards, or when you watch a movie and you watch you watch the beginning first of when they were a child. So the meaning of this card revolves around disappointment, sorrow, and separation, which can cause upheaval and distress. It takes all the strength you have at this moment in order to move past pain and to heal your heart. The love that has been given to another should now be focused on you. Although you might look at this card as being negative, here we go. This is everything I just said. This is why I do what I do. This can be seen as a tremendous catalyst. encouraging you to move on, which is exactly what you did. The painful experience of life are just as valuable as the joyous ones. Can we just have a mic drop, okay? I know what I'm talking about over here. You may not appreciate that sentiment at this challenging time, but life does have a way of pushing you forward, even though you may not always know the final destination. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past, but use your strong mental control to deal with your emotions. Have faith knowing that you will get through this. And that's what you did. That's what you did, no doubt. No doubt in my mind. Because you can have whatever you want. And you are living that life, baby. Congratulations, Aries. Sending you all my love light sprinkles. If you'd like a personal reading or not, just subscribe, thumbs up, comment. Tell me where you're from. We're global over here. I'm still small, but we're growing. So anyways, Aries, love light sprinkles. Bye-bye.